Hello, everyone. Welcome to Being an Entrepreneur podcast. So, I have a few things I want to discuss. Primarily, what a lot of people hold back on when it comes to creating a business. So, I, for one, have a personal story. I didn't come from a background of money. I pretty much worked my way up to graduate, paid my way through school, through scholarships and grants, and worked on campus, and also worked at the flea market and I picked up trash to pay for my monthly expenses when I was going to school at University of Pacific. So I established my nonprofit my senior year, and still I was working as an intern for Pratt Industries, which is a manufacturing company that deals with corrugation and builds boxes and manufactures boxes for, well-known companies. And I was interning while going to school, finishing my senior year, and that's when I started Bring Hope Foundation. Even then, when I was starting Bring Hope Foundation, I didn't have any money. Still today, I struggle to pay for my monthly expenses because I'm still in a position where I am currently volunteering for Bring Hope Foundation. However, I had to put that on hold. And I'm currently starting my business, which is Being an Entrepreneur Incorporated, which is pretty much what LegalZoom can do, but I do it for a fraction of the cost. And for my registered agent fees, it's just $50 per year. Starting my business this year, we're going to launch in most likely December. I'll be discussing free services that we offer as far as like creating a budget, creating a business plan, which would be like a promotion where you don't have to pay to create a business plan. I kind of give you all that information through a Zoom call, and I like to do things through Zoom because it's a personal interaction, and we're discussing important information regarding your finances, what you're able to do as far as your business goes, like what expenses, if you need inventory, if you need merchandise, if you need what your operational costs and your overhead is going to be, what your monthly expenses going to be. So you have to have a current present projection, and then your future projection, and then the yearly projection of like what your expenses are going to be. So it's a big thing. Apologies, I had to let my puppy out, so a little out of breath. First things first. So when you start a business, most people think that you need good credit. Essentially, yes, that's in your favor. Having good credit is good for you because you have the potential to acquire a business loan. But what people don't understand is that when you acquire a business loan, you actually need to have some sort of revenue already made before you apply for a business loan. So a lot of businesses, they'll be operational for 6 months to a year. That's a good duration period of time to be operational without acquiring a business loan and just making revenue and profit based upon the merchandise or services you're selling. And not only that, you can use your personal social security information and have that be what you use when you go to the bank to acquire a business loan. But the negative part about using your personal social security information is that if something were to happen, if you were to falter, then you affect your personal credit. However, if you were to use a business line of credit, which is called the EIN number, then if something were to happen, it will only affect your business, which you should have that separation, and you don't want to have that together because of liability reasons. And not only that, if you were to have an LLC, which is highly recommended as far as businesses goes in it being legal, you have that slight protection of liability, which if something were to happen, if a lawsuit were to come across, then you're not personally liable, but the business is. It still falters on the CEO, but at least you have that little protection for legal matters if you were to come across a lawsuit. So it's very important, depending if you're handling food or services, that you're in compliance with the state or federal government. And there's a list of things that you have to be in compliance in that I can tell you depending on what business or service you're trying to start. Another thing people don't understand is that when it comes to building your business credit, in order to do that, you need a DUNS number. So an EIN acts like your social security for your business, but a DUNS number is what you need to create business credit. So instead of using your personal social security, you use your DUNS number that acts as your business credit report builder, and you use your DUNS number, and they run your DUNS number versus your personal credit in order to see what your liabilities are, and they'll project to see if they were going to extend a loan to you or not. Highly recommend in getting a business checking account. Reason being is that when you take out a business loan, they're going to ask for a business checking account in order for them to disperse the money into. If it's on your personal account, then you're not going to be qualified for one of the business loans. Some business loans can put in your personal checking account, but it's not going to fly, it's not going to hold, and you're going to come across more situations where you won't get accepted because you don't have a business checking account. And opening a business checking account is fairly easy. If you're interested, just give me a call through our number or send me an email, or you can just, a calling is faster, or you can just schedule a free consultation if you want more in-depth information about how to acquire a business loan and what it takes. Because for me personally, I didn't qualify for a business loan because my credit score at the time wasn't good, but then I had to consolidate because I wasn't working for 2 years. So being that I was in a position where I needed to consolidate, I had to figure out other avenues of how to finance my business. Thankfully, my husband helps me, but I'm very frugal, and I had to really be mindful of where I put my money and make sure that it's always going a step forward, never a step back. I have several different businesses. One of them primarily is the Spirit Cafe, and what I'm actually doing is I'm going to start selling food and drinks in person here local at the military base where we're stationed at, in the time being until we're able to, get our bigger purchases for coffee beans. So in my previous video, if you haven't watched it, or previous podcast, I spoke about having a 9 to 5 and starting your business. And the reason why having a 9 to 5 is very practical in terms of starting a business, because there's all these expenses that you have to pay monthly. And not only that, there's taxes at the end of the year. And in California, I believe the taxes is $800 at the end of the year that you have to pay. And that's yearly, regardless if you're making revenue or not. So it's very important for you to have a 9 to 5 so you can pay those taxes at the end of the year. Because if not, then you're going to have penalties, and penalties means more money that you have to pay out of pocket, and that's in addition to the $800 that's mandatory that you have to pay. And that's the reason why most people are not willing to start a business, is because of those taxes and hidden fees. Well, the only thing you have to pay is $800 at the end of the year, which is the taxes that you pay for having an operational business in the state of California. Now, I'm able to do outside the state of California. I'm still in the process of doing that. However, for the time being, my main focus is California. If you're thinking about starting a business, the third thing to think about versus getting first a business loan and having a 9 to 5 is investing in yourself. So if you're thinking about starting a business, invest in yourself monthly. What you can do is schedule a free consultation, and we can go through the numbers and see how much your expenses are. Free consultation doesn't cost anything. At least you know the layout of what your expenses are going to be. And then I give you the present balance, and then your future expenses, and then your yearly expenses. We go through that because it's important for you to be prepared. The last thing you want to do is launch a business and you have no backing of the fundamentals or foundations of how to hold a business because you didn't do your research, or you didn't scale to see how much your overhead is going to be or your expenses are going to be to operate your business. So that's why when I say I'm here for you from start to finish, I truly mean that, because I myself struggled. And the reason why I started this is because I wanted to help people that want to be entrepreneurs to be part of that 1%. And being part of that 1% takes a certain individual to be an entrepreneur, and some of them have that skill set but don't know where to start or begin because it's very technical, and it is technical. But I help you through it from year to year, and you can schedule consultations through year to year. And I help you because the services I provide are services that already exist, like Square, Vonage, Google Work, email. So those are the things that already exist, and they're trusted companies. So I just refer you, and you can also do the same. So I can show you how to do that, and also creating partnerships with other companies, and that's another way of doing it. There's a lot of free stuff that I teach you. If you start first with being an entrepreneur incorporated because I want you to be successful. And that's my whole point, is I don't want you to start with being an entrepreneur and fail, because that means I failed. Because that's the whole part of my mission, is to make sure that you're operational and you're working by the time you're done with being an entrepreneur. But that doesn't mean you're done. Is because you have to pay that yearly registered agent fee for $50 a year. However, if you go to LegalZoom, they ask $299 a year. That's like they charge you per item. I didn't like that. That's why I started being an entrepreneur. It's because it doesn't have to be that way. I didn't want this to be this way. I wanted this to be a way for people just like myself that are middle class or under middle class to have a way to reap the benefits of those that are successful. And they're usually people that own their own company, and they reap the benefits that the state or and federals already have in terms of benefits that allow people that can have tax write-offs, can have, use their own physical vehicle or trips, and that could be considered a business expense and mileage. There's just a lot of benefits in holding a business. The main key is to make sure you are producing revenue, and we have to do a SWOT analysis in order to see if your business is going to be successful. So we have to see who your competitors are, who's on the market, and what are their price range. And you have to make sure you're on a decent price range where it's affordable and people are able to find your product. But you have to do digital marketing and social marketing, which I help you if you decide to go with being an entrepreneur incorporated. Like I said, it was hard for me, so I wanted to make it easy for you because I've already done it. And I'm helping a company right now. It's a small restaurant here in Virginia, and I'm doing their brochures, and I'm gonna, work on their restaurant menu to make sure we build more clientele for their restaurant, because it's really good food, but they don't have good marketing skills or social marketing skills, and they're not on the books as far as social media goes. So I'm gonna help and develop that for free because I already know how to do it. So why am I gonna ask for money? I'm not gonna do that. They're really cool. They're really cool people. So I have some free suggestions that I will actually link down in the bottom. It's going to be a free Excel sheet. The Excel sheet is going to show you your budgeting Excel tracker for your personal business. It's going to also provide a monthly budget, how to operate your monthly budget, and it's also going to show you how to fix your personal credit and getting you started in how to build your business credit. And if you're interested in me showing you how to do that, if you have any questions, just book the free consultation on my website. Thank you guys for listening. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was educational, and I hope this gives you a little peace of mind that you don't have to be making money to be starting a business. You can just, make enough to start your business. I'd say roughly around like $500 a month just to be safe, so you have some safety. So you can start just having like $500 a month. But if you need inventory, that's a whole different story, and that's a whole different expense. But if you have services or whatnot, just give me a call, or I'll post down below as well and our website, and you can book a free consultation. Please do a free consultation. If you've never done a free consultation, I would suggest to do a free consultation first before doing a 30-minute consultation where you're getting charged for it, because it's not going to work if you just start without building the building blocks of starting a business. So you have to build it in order for you to start. And that's where I want you to start, because I want you to be successful. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And we are on Apple Podcast. So I will definitely send out the Apple Podcast QR code in my next video. So keep a lookout. If you're not able to watch it, you can hear it while you're driving. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.